Okay, here's the basic setup of the sound system. Put your EVs, your main speakers, on stands on either side. Right, monitors on the floor in the middle, and microphones in a nice straight line. Okay, so we have the main speakers, the monitors, the microphones, everything in a nice straight line across the front. Alright, don't put your microphones in front of those front speakers, keep them behind or in line. Okay, in line with the speakers. Alright, so first thing in this little bag here, this is where all the leads are for the monitors and the speakers. We plug in the EVs, goes from there into the back of this where it says in, and then we just run a guitar lead or an extension lead from this EV over to the other one over there, straight across the floor. Alright, so we come from the back into one of the front of house speakers, and then we piggyback this front of house speaker to the one on the other side with the guitar lead. Monitors, same thing. We come out of here where it says monitors with this funny looking plug. We go from that into the nearest monitor in here, and then we piggyback a guitar lead from this monitor just across to the other monitor. So that's them done. Microphones, if this is your number one vocal mic, we just run from there, plug into the back of it, straight into input number one here. It even says it here, mic number one, the Shure. I'm running that through the mic mechanic, so I'm going from the microphone into the mic mechanic, plugging into the back of that, and then piggybacking off that over into the mixer. Mic number two, so just plug in this Sennheiser, and we just run straight from that to mix input number two. Number three, I've got the guitar DI, so we just come out of number three and we go down to this DI here. Alright, so we just plug into the back of that DI there, and then that yellow lead comes out of the input and goes to the guitar. Number four, it's another DI, so just go straight from that down to this little blue box. It's another DI, plug into the back of that. Our guitar lead runs from that to the second guitar or ukulele, whatever it is. And my fifth one, I've got an instrument microphone, so we just run from that straight to a little instrument mic, and you can put that either directly in front of the instrument, could be a ukulele or something like that, or an acoustic guitar, or if you're running an electric guitar, you would have your electric guitar on an amplifier facing backwards like this, and then you would just simply put this in front of your guitar amp. So you use your guitar amp as another monitor, put it down here somewhere, put this in front of it. That way you can run the electric guitar out through your main speakers out the front, but you can have it not in the monitors by just turning it off on the monitor over there. Alright, so that's the basic setup. You can plug as many things as you like into the mixer. Now I'll show you how all the mixer controls work. Okay, so I start off, after I've plugged everything in, I just start off with all the controls on a quarter. Alright, so you can see I just got everything on, just facing over there on 1/4 volume. These ones not being used or off. And over here, the monitor level, 1/4, and the main level, just 1/4. That's going to be plenty loud enough to start with. All right, so this is the amount of volume that's coming out of those monitors. All right, and this is the amount of volume that's coming out front of house. All right, at the moment, I'm just turning that front of house off. I don't really just want to blast everybody in the surrounding neighbourhood. I'm just listening through the monitors at the moment. Now, as well as the main monitor level and the main speaker level, you've got your main levels here. So this is your level for out the front. So my main vocalist is coming out the front at that level at the moment, or in the monitors at this level. Okay, and there's equalizers and things that you can fiddle with, but and also effects. So I don't worry about the effects. There's all these like different effects up here you can have in, like echoes and choruses and all sorts of things there. I don't worry about the effects. I don't use them. All I want is that microphone coming out front of house at that level or here. Now, as I said before, if I didn't want that electric guitar coming out the front, I can just simply turn that off here, or maybe I do want it out the front, but I don't want it in the monitor. Okay, so you just turn it off in the monitor. Really, in the monitors, you probably don't want everything in the monitors. You probably just want to hear the vocals and maybe the acoustic guitar. So maybe you don't want to hear some of these other things through there. You can just turn those off. All right, so that's basically about it. As I say, just start with these on 1/4 to start with, and then these also just on 1/4 with the monitors in the front of house. See how the levels are? At the moment, the ukulele's coming through pretty loud. Now the monitors. So I might turn that down a little bit there, so it's not so loud. I could turn it down on my ukulele, but still pretty loud, so maybe I can turn it down here as well. Right, now the ukulele, this DI here, it's pretty much foolproof. It just plugs in at the back and it plugs in at the front. I'm not sure what pad means and I'm not sure what phase means, but if it's doing something a bit funny, press those. The only thing with that one is it doesn't have any power of its own. It doesn't have a battery and it doesn't have any power plugged into it. It gets its power from the mixer, and for it to get its power from the mixer, you have to have this phantom power light on. Okay, so just make sure that's in and that red light's on for the phantom power, because the phantom power runs that. The other DI, it doesn't have phantom power. It has its own power. It has a 9-volt battery in there, so it will just work. So all you have to do to make this one work is plug into the back, plug into the input on the front, make sure the power switch is on. I've got it on lift at the moment, not on earth. And on the other side, I've got that on 20 dB on the pad. Sorry, it's over there. I've got that on 20 dB on the pad and not the 0 dB. Again, not sure what it means, but that's how it works. And so that's our acoustic guitar. It is coming through, but it's pretty soft. I have to turn him up a little bit here. Get a bit more volume out of it. Alright, so there's a bit of feedback. down a little bit. Alright, that's about it. Now, the only other gadget we've got is the Mic Mechanic. I haven't really had much of a play with this yet, but if we just get our microphone and talk into it. Toot, toot, toot. At the moment, I've just got a little bit of echo here. Just a tiniest little bit of reverb. Sorry, I've got no echo, I've got a little bit of reverb. I don't like the echo. Echo sounds like this. Hello. 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 You don't want that. So turn the echo off. Put a little bit of reverb on. Leave the correction at half. Now when you talk, it gives a nice big sound. If I press this button, it turns all this off so that you can speak to the audience. Hello, I'd like to introduce my next song. I'm talking with a normal voice, so there's no effect on it. When I go to play the song, hit this. And then we get, I think I held it too long. Then we get the effect that we're after. Alright, so there's some other things you can do with it there. You can have a look at those. But basically, if you're talking to the audience, turn that off. So you're just hearing your normal voice, and when you're singing, put that on for a little bit of, just a little bit of fullness of the voice. Alright, so I think that's about it. Then the rest of it is just fiddling with levels to get the levels out the front from your main speakers correct, and get the levels in the monitors. Don't put everything in the monitors. Obviously you need everything out through the main speakers, but don't put everything in the monitors. Just put in the things that you need to hear, and you obviously need the acoustic guitar, you need the singer's voice, but you may not need whatever's plugged into the instrument mic. This is probably the best mic. If you're playing with guitar, you want the boom stand. If you're just singing by yourself, you only need this. You can take that out of there, walk around with it. That's just basically just a standard microphone stand. Both slightly different sounds between the Sennheiser and the Shure microphone. They're both good microphones, and I think that's about it. So good luck with it.